So SINCRO built our advertising platform powered by our AI 3.0 in 2008. So it's been around for 12 years. And currently we have 4,280 dealers running ads on it. And so that accounts for about 3 million campaigns, 20 million ad groups, 160 million keywords, and 70 million individual ads. So obviously that's a lot of content. And that's why we had to build an AI system to optimize it. So on a daily basis, our AI 3.0 processes about 25 million daily optimizations to make sure those ad programs are running effectively. So from a marketing channel standpoint, so we focus on digital advertising. So we don't do linear TV, we don't do direct mail, but we do email. And in the advertising space, we have our SINCRO Premier Media Network. And so as you can see, we run media across a wide variety of different channels. So paid search through Google and Microsoft, social media through Facebook and Instagram. We built a premium retargeting and display network on a whole bunch of high quality automotive endemics, Edmunds, Auto Trader, KBB Car Gurus. We also do premium mobile display on KBB. We have audio and video advertising on YouTube, VDX, SpotX, Pandora. We do contextual display through Google. We built our own DSP to operate on programmatic exchanges. So AdX, SpotX, Rubicon, OpenX. We integrate with a bunch of different data sources, CDK, Oracle. Even though we built our own DSP, we still operate on our other partner DSPs as well. So the Amazon advertising, Verizon Media, Conversant, Viant, Quantcast. And then we have relationships with Hearst Automotive for their Hearst Autos ad network. And so we serve ads on Car and Driver, Road and Track, JD Power, even US News. And so when you serve ads on a wide variety of channels, you have to make sure that your automation supports a wide variety of creatives. And so we build creatives on search, social, mobile, video, and display, all using automation by taking OEM assets to make sure we're compliant with OEM standards and co-op availability. Integrate in current incentives that either the dealer is offering or a regional group would offer, and then pull in the correct dealer branding to make sure that we're communicating the value of the dealer brand in every ad that we serve. In order to manage this effectively through automation, we built an upside-down campaign structure, which really allows us to not only deploy ads for an individual rooftop, but deploy ads for a dealer group over a variety of rooftops. So a typical campaign structure is you have an advertiser, and then you build a series of campaigns for them. So an upside-down campaign structure flips that on its head and takes for a series of different campaigns, how to use automation to build that for every rooftop by automatically pulling in the website you should be driving traffic to, their own offers and incentives, the correct location and targeting, and the correct audiences. But you build them in a standard campaign structure to make sure you're communicating a single brand message over all of those different rooftops within a dealer group. Really allows for consistency, but a better experience at the local shopping level. So we do maintain conversion goals in Google Analytics, but we think of conversion goals as table stakes. They work really well in Google products, but you still need an effective way to optimize your media over a wide variety of channels. Especially when you look at all the channels that we're buying against, you need to make sure you're measuring advertising appropriately over all of those. And so to determine where you should be investing your media budget, you have to measure that performance appropriately for all those different channels. And that's what our AI 3.0 does. So our AI 3.0 will help a dealer automate their media mix by taking their advertising budget and combining them with the downstream performance at different media channels. So not just impressions and clicks, which we can do too, but we want to make sure we're measuring the results of every ad buy. So what visits are coming in, the VDP views, and leads that are being generated. And we pull that in all on a daily basis. And then we tie that performance we get at a channel level to their ad budgets to determine how much investment we should be making in every individual channel. And that investment will change on a daily basis to help optimize that media mix daily based on changes we're seeing in the market or changes in performance to make sure we're reallocating effectively so that every dollar we spend on advertising is spent as effectively as possible. So yes, we do match campaign investments to advertising performance. And there's a few different ways we go about doing that. So first, we've built a cross-channel dashboard that matches VIN-specific sales from a dealer's DMS to all the advertising channels we support, which allows us to calculate a return on sales for every ad dollar. And that way we can tell a dealer, hey, these investments you made in advertising are associated to these returns on vehicle sales. And we call this report our VINfluence report. We think it's really helpful in helping a dealer determine the overall performance across all the advertising channels that they're running. That being said, a lot of these individual marketing platforms have their own matching tools, and we want to build into those as well. For us, the tool with the most effective system for reporting on campaign investment performance is Facebook, using their offline events. So what we've done is we built a system that integrates DMS data with the Facebook offline events API to automatically push sales data into Facebook on a daily basis. And then Facebook would return back to us how many customers viewed, clicked, and then submitted a lead from Facebook before they ended up making a purchase. And so this lets us get really granular calculating the ROI of every Facebook investment a dealer makes. So for us, the benefit of any marketing automation platform is all about relevance. So at SINCRO, the reason we focus on marketing automation is because it helps you be more relevant to every shopper. And relevance is the key to being an effective marketer. You need marketing automation to make individual decisions at the individual shopper level, showing them what is most relevant to them to get them into the store. And so for us, SINCRO has what we call our secret formula for relevance advertising. So to be more relevant, you have to do two things. One, you have to decide what you show to a shopper, and you have to decide where you reach a shopper, because what you show to a shopper and where you reach a shopper determines your relevance of your shopping experience. So for that, you need a robust audience platform. So we built within our advertising platform a DMP or a data management platform that understands audiences from a wide variety of places. So website activity. And so that's not just the website activity for websites we've sold to individual dealers, but website activity that we've tagged for OEMs tier 1 sites, dealer sites, dealer group portals, and regional tier 2 sites as well. So we can understand those shopper activity across the network of websites. Also, we pull information from expanded data activity from the automotive shopping portals that we have integrations with, partner program members, our dealer DMSs, as well as some OEM internal sources of data. And then we obviously match that to the advertising activity we're pulling from: display, social, search, and video. And so what does that get us? Well, what we did is we looked at the performance of dealers who were using our AI 3.0 system and compared that to dealers who were not. We saw that dealers using our AI 3.0 system were getting 7% more visits for every dollar they spent on advertising. And so 7% more visits is nice, but it's nothing to write home about. For us, the real performance improvements we saw was in the engagement from each one of those additional visits. So for dealers who used our AI 3.0 system, they saw 52% more leads and 54% more VDP views for every dollar they spent on advertising. So dealers who were using our AI 3.0 were seeing more visits, and those more visits were generating many more leads and many more VDP views because they were more engaged. And that's because we were reaching somebody by showing them the right message, reaching them on the right media channels. And so when you think about the consumer experience, I want to show you an example of what a consumer goes through when we have dealers who are using our technologies. So a consumer might visit a tier 1 website, and because of the integrations we have on that tier 1 website, we can learn a couple of different things. So we know, for example, this shopper might be a tier 1 SUV researcher. And from that, we know that they're a new vehicle shopper and they're interested in the SUV segment. So when that shopper goes to a automotive portal, We can take that data that we learned from the shopper from the tier 1 site and use it to personalize their ad experience. So we can show them an offer that's going to be relevant to them because we know they're interested in new vehicles and we know they're interested in SUVs. Plus, we'll understand the location of that shopper so we can show the right dealership to this consumer to make sure that they know the right dealership who could support that offer and they can go shop for a vehicle. And because this is a personal engaging ad to that shopper based on what we know about them, their location, and what they're interested in shopping for, they'll drive directly to that dealer website. And that information will follow them to the dealer website. And so we'll be able to personalize that website experience for them. And so the offer they saw in the ad creative that is powered by data that we learned on the tier 1 website will also personalize their website experience. That offer will show up. So we continue to reinforce the message based on what we know about that shopper.